the city of New York, crimes on the subway are considered particularly dangerous. The subways are used by two separate groups: the good people of New York who just want to get to work, and criminals who could do almost anything. This is one of their stories. I've lived in New York City my whole life, and I'll tell you straight up, there's a lot of nonsense out there about my town. Maybe people just like to pile on, but it's time for some real talk. I've been riding the subway since the 70s, raised by an NYPD detective, and I've seen it all. What follows is just how I see it. It's my take, and it might not be perfect, but it's grounded in firsthand experience in New York City. First off, no one wanted anyone to die that day. And let's be clear, Daniel Penny didn't go looking for trouble. He didn't seek out that confrontation. What happened in the trial was about understanding self defense, plain and simple. A jury of regular folks decided Penny did what he had to do under the circumstances. He wasn't out there acting like some vigilante. He was protecting people from what witnesses described as a threatening situation. Let's break it down a little. Most of the time, subway riders mind their own business, even when someone's acting a little weird. When someone crosses from weird to scary, people act fast. That's exactly what I think happened here. On May 1st, 2023, when things got heated, I think Penny and others stepped up. Jordan Neely was yelling, acting erratic, and making people feel unsafe. It wasn't just noise. It felt like a threat. Look, Neely's story is tragic. He battled mental illness and addiction, and the system maybe let him down. But here's the thing, that doesn't give anyone a pass to scare the daylights out of people. How was Neely even getting these substances when he had no stable income? That's the other failure for the system. Still, people on that train had a right to feel safe. Now let's talk about the NYPD. People love to rag on them, but they're the best at what they do. Remember when that healthcare CEO got taken out in a high-profile hit a couple of days ago? The NYPD nailed that case in record time, tracking a killer who struck during the only 5 minutes the guy's location and schedule was public. Can any local PD anywhere else pull that off? I'm not so sure. And don't forget, New York has been America's safest major city for decades. Response time by emergency services is under 5 minutes. The bad stuff people harp on, a lot of it's brought here by outsiders who think New York is some kind of lawless stage for their stupid fucking drama. Here's what gets me. Folks trying to turn this case into some sort of grand indictment of Penny or New York. That's just rage for profit. Divide and conquer. If you think Penny was wrong, fine, but back it up with something real, not some Facebook rant. If you're claiming to be the leader or a voice of anyone, show us your writ of authority. Who elected you? When? What's your mandate? Is it a social media page? Spare us the self-ordained warriors farming outrage for clicks and cash. They're not here for justice. They're here for a payday. Let's set the record straight. Daniel Penny's actions aren't an outlier. They're what you'd expect from a decent person. New Yorkers aren't cold. When the chips are down, they step up. Penny acted because he cared, not because he was some wannabe hero. That's who we are. People who do the right thing when it counts. In the end, Daniel Penny was just a guy trying to protect others in a city that gets unfairly dragged all the time. I hope he gets exactly what he got on that subway for in the first place, to go out there and quietly make a living like roughly 30 million Americans, or 9.967% of all Americans by population do in the city of New York every day. I'm your buddy, Admiral Teag, giving you something to think about. Thanks for your time.